Alrighty. Game number 2 is going to be on Foxtrot Labs. Stats almost looks more nervous than Rogue does going into this one after that first win.
He wants it more, Wolf. He wants it more, man.
Starts to look that way, Moonglade. Let's jump into game number 2 here at the Neighbor Star League round of 8. The top left, it's Stats for KT Rolster. Taking an almost effortless win there in game number 1. Ooh, he is stressing.
Somebody give him a shoulder massage. In the bottom right, we do have Rogue. Let's hope he doesn't go to the sad Rogue. You remember sad Rogue?
Sad Rogue is really sad.
Yeah, he looked really upset the other week.
I don't like sad Rogue.
No, man. He can get pretty upset, pretty tilted. He looked very upset against Myung-Shik when he was losing.
Yeah. Now, just something that got pointed out there by our observer, and is pointing out again, is the APM keeps dropping to 0. What does that mean? It means the stats is because hands off the keyboard stretching. You know, he's probably cracking his knuckles. Now we got the camera up so we can actually see it.
Well, you know what? It's like he's rubbing his shoulder like that, and I think he's tensing too much while he plays and like leaning forward. Something that I've definitely dealt with before is like, yeah, it can kind of affect your shoulder, and it can even affect your neck and start giving you headaches.
Yeah.
So maybe he's like been practicing just a little too much and like not sitting up properly or something, and you can definitely do some damage like that.
Yeah, you got to be careful about that.
Yeah, I've had some horrible sort of things, especially like halfway through last year. I was getting headaches from like my neck muscles being too tight.
You got
Worst thing in the world.
Make sure your posture is good, that you're not too tense when you play. That was a problem I've always had with my wrists. Back when I was playing competitive Starcraft 1, and I was playing a rhythm game called Ost, when I was once like really highly ranked in that game, I had some mad carpal tunnel, man. My hands were just wrecked from that game. I had to take a step back.
You know, I've never had problems with my wrists or hands or anything like that. It's always the only time it really happened was with my neck, and I fixed that up finally. Once again, we are seeing that early pull from Rogue.
Yeah, here's a probe scout to confirm.
Let's see what it can do on this map. This map, in these positions especially, the ramp, sorry, the choke to the natural is tremendously big.
Yes.
Speedlings can do a lot of damage on this map, which is why we see Protoss kind of hate this map a lot more. Down this map, veto it, as well as this, getting that gold base for Zergs.
Gold base is about to get dropped here in just a second once he has those minerals.
This is bringing me flashbacks to Life. And who did he play again? I think it was Life. It might have been Life versus Hero, even. On this map, he went for the natural at the gold base and just went speedling, and killed him. This could be another game like this. We are seeing Zealot and Probes being pulled already.
Yeah, there's a lot of links here. And, I mean, with the gold base, he can reinforce faster. He's going to have some extra minerals to do this with. And just to point out, of course, with this build, he does not leave the one drone and gas. It's a little bit more extra minerals he gets with this. He doesn't need that for anything else. That Nexus is going to start taking some serious hit point damage here. Cannon goes down.
Oh, big surround. No, going to be running in.
It just decides to run into the main instead. And with speed, it's going to be so difficult to micro these probes properly, to drone, or rather probe drill, if you will, against these lings. So he's going to cause him to lose a lot of mining time. But, you know, the longer that Stats keeps this alive, he's going to eventually get a Nexus cannon. This is not an ideal situation by any means, but he's hanging in there. He's going to lose this Nexus.
He's taking a lot of damage to this Nexus. Yeah, he's going to try and commit to stopping it. Even going for a probe sort of block on the ramp.
That was pretty cute, but it's not enough to actually stop them. But he saves the Nexus for now, and he's now going to start working on these shields. Great micro out of Stats, always on top of his probes. He's lost very few workers. And a second cannon is queued up now. Oh, that Zealot needs to get back to where he was.
Oh, still not enough for photon overcharge, and that Nexus is getting mighty low.
Yeah, he's actually fighting these units. A few of those lings are attacking the Nexus. Still not enough, though. He keeps it alive.
Wow, I think he might have stabilized, actually.
I think so. I mean, back at home, he does have that gold base, but it's not mining. He doesn't have any drones there.
He can photon overcharge anytime he wants now.
I think he's trying to wait and do it the last second, but...
Well, he can't, because that Nexus, and especially the Nexus below in the natural, can get focused down awfully quickly.
He's going for the cannons instead. I'm not sure if that's the right choice here.
Debatable, yeah. He's going to lose a lot of lings.
I don't know about that choice, man.
Yeah, I think that was a huge mistake. He should have just killed the Nexus.
I think he definitely could have got the Nexus there.
Kill the Nexus, go into droning, especially on that gold base. You're miles ahead. From this, though, I mean, the Natural's up and running. It's mining. It has 8 probes already, and you're still making Zerglings.
Well, I'm concerned about these 3 Lings for stats. It's going to be a bit of an annoyance for a little bit longer. He makes 2 more cannons here because it looks like Rogue is just going to continue the all-in.
I think we need to see a bit more of a SimCity, maybe with some pylons around this Natural.
I think he can get the Nexus this time if he commits, even with 3 Zealots here.
Yeah, I think so as well.
He really just doesn't want it, man. I guess their shields have regenerated a little bit, but
he's just really focusing on just wiping everything out and just containing him, and
it's just not going to happen. This just didn't work.
Complete failure. Oh my god.
62 Lings have died this game.
Rogue is kind of...
Is he on tilt or something? I don't know.
He's going to be after this game, that's for sure.
How many shields does that Nexus have? 150 nearly now.
Yeah, it's getting croned up.
Tight wall here with the Zealots. That's going to be... Oh, well, okay, that one Zealot was almost dead.
Yeah, that was on like 1 HP. But still, I mean, sure, he's going to do some probe damage in the main base, but he's still making Zerglings.
Yeah, and that's a bit of a concern. If he could just get a SimCity up like you said... Really did kill a lot of the hit points on those cannons, but he just can't get into the main anymore. It's not going to happen. He has droned up to 18. Did you hit that I key? I'm really curious how, the income is still not quite as good.
Oh, it's not good at all.
It's not good enough.
He's going to catch up pretty quickly with the gold base, but still, like, he hasn't found that much damage for this to be warranted to keep making Zerglings.
And now with the Stalker's out, the Lynx can't run away forever. Eventually going to get whittled down and killed. And Warp Gate research is halfway done. Stats has an economy where he could add a few gates here.
I don't
see how he decides to follow this up.
Yeah, I don't get it why he's still making Zerglings from here. Like, he's making Zerglings. He went into drones, back to Zerglings. He's not going to find damage with it, not with 3 cannons there, and a ton of HP, well, shield specifically, on that Nexus.
Mothership Core is out there to spot how many Lings are out there. He's always checking.
Photon Overcharge also ready to go.
How much energy? 129 right now on that Mothership Core, so going to have enough for one. Second one, definitely something we could see with a bit more time.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go for a Roach follow-up and maybe try and snipe the Nexus from the right side where the cannons cannot reach. But even then, I think by the time he gets there with Roaches, these gateways are going to have Warp Gate. There's going to be 4 of them, and he can warp in Stalkers and just crush the army.
And once he does that, the game essentially ends. 5 more drones on the way now. And an evolution chamber. His Lings are sitting pretty. Those Lings are basically just not drones.
Yep, that's a lot of larvae wasted.
And he doesn't have a 3rd hatch. Doesn't seem to be on the cards right now. He's potentially going to add it coming up here, but Stats is just adding a ton of gates. He knows exactly what he needs here.
Yeah, we are going to see Roach Speed in +1. Oh, he's even going to get Burrow as well.
You think he should get a 3rd hatch for extra larva and just a little bit more economy?
Well, he can kind of support the income with 2 hatchery for now. If it's making Roaches, he should be okay. But he should definitely consider transitioning into a 3rd base soon. Obviously, you never want to be in the same amount of bases as a Protoss. And we're even seeing more and more gateways being added as well as a robotics facility.
Keep in mind, guys, too, that gold base does not have as much money in it in total as a regular base. It's going to mine out really fast.
Well, here's the biggest problem of all. On this map specifically, look where that gold base is and look what you can do behind it. You can set up shop there and kill all the drones. Like, there's no way you can stop it as a Zerg.
That's exactly what we're about to see here, too.
There is good creep spread there, so it can make things a little bit harder. You might have to wait for just a few more units before he wants to commit. He does have recall as well, so he can... gets around and get out alive.
Yeah, he's got a lot of flexibility with this comp. Pylon snipe attempt here. Fails. He's got 6 Roaches on the map, I believe, with 8 more on the way now.
He should actually have enough Roaches to deal with this, maybe. Oh, wait, there's more and more gateway units coming from the main, and down go the force fields.
To make sure he doesn't get his army cut into 2 pieces, because that's the one way he could lose units, because the recall doesn't cover everything. Burrow is done, and that's going to be a big annoyance here because he doesn't have any sort of detection.
Yeah, he can just overpower there. It's going to be an awkward position no matter what happens, and he's lost mining from the gold base, which is a lot, or like more than half his income.
Yeah. 5 drones go down as well, and these Roaches that were burrowed, they don't do anything if they're underground, so he does eventually try to escape with them. He's just setting up shop, like you said, getting a few more pylons out here, setting up a more aggressive reinforcement point. That observer is headed across the map. 20 roaches on the map now. It's a lot of roaches.
Yeah, he could be able to get something done.
Force fields, though, they make up for it.
He could be burrowing right now as well. One thing to note. He decides not to, instead just taking a lot of roaches, roach losses. And we could actually see, we could see Stats simply go into Immortals at some time as well. To make his life a lot easier. He does have an Observer out now.
He's about to have +1 shields. And this Mothership core has Time Warps that have not even been utilized. Could actually go down right now. There it is.
Yeah, he might want to save the other one for a recall, or maybe just simply confident to end the game here. And I think he might be.
I think it's just too far gone at this point, but I think he's definitely got this game in the bag.
Yeah, when you're up 30 supply like this, usually means the game has ended.
With the upgrades, too. Well, armor finishing right here. GG.
GG. Rogue with a bit of a shaky game, too. Not finding anything with his speedlings. And you know what? This is probably Life coming into play. This is one of the things Life does on this map. And no doubt, we did see Stats probably practice with him a lot with this and be like, okay, what am I going to do on Foxtrot, man?
And don't be fooled, guys. The Life joined the team, just very recently. Like, the announcement was, what, yesterday? Doesn't mean that they've only been practicing for a day. If he joined the team, they have been talking probably for months. They've probably been preparing, practicing together quite a lot. You don't just say, hey, I saw you won a lot of tournaments. I want you to join the team. It's like, hey, we were thinking about having you join the team. Let's play a lot of games together. Let's do some scrims. Let's, hang out and play some practice games, play some customs. Rogue getting a little chat here with his coach.
Yeah, he's going to need a bit of a pick-me-up after failing that game. Tried to do what he could on this map.
Stats just gets 2 SmackDown wins, man. They were brutal.
Pretty one-sided, that's for sure. He is looking really informed. Despite his shoulder, he's getting it done. He kind of had a great sort of reaction to what he was going to be up against with his feelings. Obviously getting that forge, putting down those cannons, and just deflecting everything. Not really taking any damage. So smart.
Well, I worry for Rogue here. I don't know. I don't want to see that sad Rogue.
I don't want to see it either, Wolf. I mean, we need more Zergs in this tournament, man. He's the only other Zerg besides Life here.
Not an easy place to be in right now. Oh boy. Well, he had a talk with his coach, and if you can actually just mention